Hello everybody and welcome. This is a video that I wanted to do for a very long time. I couldn't figure it out how to have different screens, cameras, webcam and everything set up. Hopefully this is working, and just wanted to show you I'm right now on my mining computer, which is I've talked to you guys before, is a Linux Ubuntu version 16.04. It works great, and I'm running a RX, a Gigabyte RX 570. Yeah, so it's a 570. It's an older card, yes, I know. But again, no issues. In fact, I have a separate hard drive or SSD with Windows. So I do not like doing a dual boot. I prefer to just basically swap manually the actual hardware. So I have a hard disk, a very old hard disk, running this Linux in Ubuntu, because initially I wanted to try it out, doing some different setups. I wanted to see if mining could work for me on Windows 10. And I gotta be honest, I had just quite a bit of a struggle. I mean, for some of you, it works great. For me, it doesn't. This same card, exact same card, which is actually plugged into the PCI 16 slot, is not on a riser, is directly into the motherboard. So the only thing that I do is just swap SSDs. One of them has Linux, the other one has Windows, the one that I just showed you. And when I try running Windows, it is impossible to deal with. Impossible to deal with. Finally, I made it work. And the hash rates were just awful. Hash rates were terrible. I mean, they were less than half of what you're seeing right now. So at this moment, you're seeing here 14.86, 13.9, right? 13.92. And this is, again, we're doing Ravencoin, by the way. Ravencoin is what I've been doing since last year. I did Ethereum for a while. I had an RX 580 8 gig card. I was doing great with both cards, this 570 and the 580, both together, doing Ethereum. Worked phenomenal. And I made the dumbest mistake that that I did not even want to talk about it. I sold my RX 580, 8 gigs. And I'm not going to give you the price because, oh boy, it's not good. But anyway, so I just kept the one card because I'm going back and forth, doing different things. And like I said, I tried Windows 10 and trying same scenario. We're running here TeamRedMiner. This is TeamRedMiner, what you're seeing on the screen. This is TeamRedMiner. Phenomenal, great, one of the best that I've ever dealt with. I did phoenixminer before. For Ravencoin, I was doing something else. I can't recall right now. But this one, TeamRedMiner, is the one to go, in my honest opinion. It really, really brings the best out of the cards, at least on the AMD. This is an AMD card. It has no problems. Flawlessly. I think it's a 2% developer fee. That's okay. I mean, it's not a big deal. Not a whole lot. And I don't mind paying the dev fee for a really good product. So that's what a lot of people should really compensate developers. On the other side, I'm running what's called sensors. In Ubuntu and Linux, you have something called sensors. You can install it, really easy to install. And you can see the stats, power stats and whatnot of the card. In this particular case, at the very end, this last 4-6 lines, and you can see here it says AMD GPU. That's the name of the driver. So I'm running an AMD card. The AMD GPU is installed on the PCI slot, the very first one, which is the 16X slot. and it's giving me all the info. So it's running 850 millivolts, which is how I have it set up. And I can show you if you guys are interested in knowing how I'm running the clocks here. If you're using Linux, Ubuntu, then let me know. I can definitely just send me a message on the comments, and I can get back to you with some of the clocks that I have set up. So as you can see here, you can see it here right now. 1150 core, 2150 memory, and 850 volts, millivolts is what I have, which is the exact same thing that I'm showing here in my sensors. Good. Next step is the fan. So the fan speed right now, I think I'm running 150. I don't know what the number is. I think it's, well, it says right here, 56%. But it says 56%, and this is the miner. Keep in mind, this is the miner. Look at this. Boom, boom, boom. Love this. So I only have one card. I only have one single card. And look at this, it's spitting out results. I love it. I don't need anything else for the moment. I did have a card, by the way. I purchased a card on eBay, really cheap, on RX 570. I said, you know what, I'm really used to the AMDs. I don't want to, fiddle with the CUDA drivers, NVIDIA. I said, you know what, let's keep AMD for now. Let's maybe create a small rig, start growing it with some of the old cards, even the 4 gigs. You can get something in the 200s to 50, 300. But again, I'm not going to pay for that. So I said, I may be able to fix some things. I may be able to fix something. And I bought a card, RX 570, Gigabyte, exactly the same one that I have, with the only difference that it's a revision 1. The one that I have right now is a revision 2. And the revision 1 is slightly different. It has the same clocks, but I noticed that the power caps, you can see here, the cap, and this is embedded into the BIOS of the card. And neither one of this card, or neither one, this card is not modded. So this card is out of the box. Out of the box, I just underclocked, overclocked, undervolted, some things here and there. Works great. And I think I'm getting the best out of the card. So right now we are at 12.82 mega hash. Let's go back up. We were at 14. Look at this. 14.65. So with Calpao, it goes up and down. It goes up and down. But that's an average of 13.5, 13.8. Anywhere around that. Sometimes it goes much higher. But going back to temperatures and power, it's running at 90 watts, 91.03. The cap is 125. And that card that I was telling you about that was faulty, unfortunately, was I knew it was not working properly, but I connected and I found a way to enter the BIOS without modding it, and had a cap of 90 watts in the power. So that would have crippled the possibilities here of getting this hashes for my Ravencoin. So at the end, it didn't work as expected. Sold it back on eBay as faulty again, completely honest about, the condition of the car. The guy that I sold it, that I bought it from, was completely honest and transparent about the card being faulty. No problems. I accepted that. I purchased for a very good price. I kind of made it work for a little bit. Then it went kaput. Forget it. Couldn't make it work again. So sold it back. Oh well. Now, just using this card, as I said, we are running Ubuntu, TeamRedMiner. This is connected to Flypool, as you can see, Flypool, Bitfly, whatever you want to call it. And gotta be honest, guys, no issues whatsoever. The clocks that I'm running for this card, again, is a Gigabyte RX 570. RX 570, the 4 gig memory. And this one runs with 1150 core, 2150 memory, and 850 millivolts for power. Guys, I think this setup is really good. TeamRedMiner is phenomenal. I give the props. They have done a phenomenal job. They have something called the prog configuration. You can, if you don't set it to the maximum that your card allows, in this scenario, this card allows a maximum of 512. It's A512. I don't know the specifics, so I set it up to the maximum. I do notice a difference when I set it to the max versus letting the miner find the best setting for you. So as you can see, since we started this video, I've been showing you here non-stop. Look at all this. The stuff that I'm getting. So overall, can't complain. I'm getting about 10 Ravens, 10 Ravencoins a day. Some of you may laugh and say, that's nothing, man. That's absolutely nothing. But it doesn't matter. I mean, it's spitting out on a daily basis, and I'm slowly, just working my way up into getting some Ravencoin. You never know. It could explode tomorrow. It could explode at any time. And we could get some good value out of that. Back to power and temperatures. I do personally like and notice that running it at that temperature, between 56 and 57, the card runs with no issues, no hiccups. It does not matter if I run the fans at full speed, the temperature is not gonna drop much. So right now, fans are 5686. Via script, I can make changes on how I want to run the fans or what speed, and make the change of clocks. But even if I run it at 100%, it's gonna be noisy, loud as hell. This is my home office. I do business here, and I prefer to have the card fan at a lower setting that is not too loud, that I can still work. But again, even if I run it at 100%, doesn't make a difference in the temperature, hardly at all. I've jumped up to 70%. It's a case, it's gonna blow a little cooler air. We're gonna have better airflow and possibly better temperature. It dropped probably 3 degrees maybe. I saw it going down to 53, 54. Honestly, if we were talking that it was much hotter, I don't know, at 80 degrees or something like that, then something to worry about. But I mean, this is something that is well known, and some of you out there that have done Kaupao will know, absolutely will know for sure, that this runs pretty hot. This algo Kaupao runs hot. It runs hot, and it runs with a lot of wattage. So make sure to have a powerful PSU. I don't have a powerful PSU. I should get a newer one. I'm running only 500. And that should really be the absolute limit. And I'm only running one. But I think I have another video. If you go back to my videos on my channel, I have a video of something that happened to me that it was unbelievable. But the very first time, I think it was the very first day after the fork for Ravencoin, I plugged it in, and out of the box, without knowing what clocks and proper settings to use, I don't know how hot it ran. The power here, I think at some point I saw it going at 120 watts. Can't remember what the temperature was. Long story short, it started smelling something plasticky burning, and it was the cord out of the PSU. Now keep in mind, the PSU was overworking, I'm actually surprised that the PSU didn't, go AWire. And but the biggest problem there as well, and keep this in mind, is the gauge of the wire. So from your PSU, from your power supply into the outlet, if the gauge is not thick enough, and if this doesn't have, it's not properly shielded, or it's not a good gauge, forget it. It's gonna burn. It's gonna have issues. So check out that video, because that was pretty scary. I had no idea until I found out, reading a little bit more. Power really runs pretty hot. You really have to fiddle with it, and make sure to have proper power supply. As I said, I know what I have right now is only 500 watts. It's not ideal, but it's just sufficient for. I'm not running anything else. I'm just running the hard drive and the card, and of course, the CPU and the rest of the motherboard. But it's not like I'm running 3 cards or more than that. So keep that in mind. And again, we keep spitting out shares. I love it. So again, we're back in the 14.08 mega hash. For this card is really good. TeamRedMiner, great work. Gigabyte RX 570s have worked for me, no problem. And it is we're doing Ravencoin, which I believe after what's going to happen with Ethereum, a lot of folks that are no longer going to continue or not going to be able to mine with their GPUs on Ethereum. There's talks. A lot of people are saying that Ravencoin could be the next big coin to really jump up, because it's been paying off. It's been pretty steady. A lot of conversation, a lot of talk there. So that will be a topic for another video. So just wanted to catch up with everybody again. I know I didn't record a video for quite a while. So back on the groove of things, I'm going to try to do a video doing the exact same setup that you're seeing right now, but on Windows. So I'm going to run TeamRedMiner. I'm going to run the exact same card. It's going to have, of course, the AMD drivers for it. And I'm going to try to run, and I can show you. And some of you, that have experience with Windows, what am I doing wrong? Why I'm not seeing this hash numbers, these hash rates? What's going on? I'm only seeing, here I'm seeing 14. As I said, in Windows 10, I'm only seeing 7. So something is happening. So feel free to comment, put any comments, any questions that you have, anything that I can help you answer. I'll be happy to, okay? Stay tuned. Keep in touch. Bye-bye.